50 years ago, two schools in Coconut Grove stood out on Miami's educational landscape. The Everglades School for Girls on South Bayshore prepared girls to lead, excel, and serve. A few miles south, a boys' school on the banks of Biscayne Bay, called the Ransom School, produced graduates tasked with leaving the world better than they found it. In 1974, the two schools merged, beginning a new era of coeducation that produced the Ransom Everglades School of today. This is that story.
So much stands out in my mind from Everglades. It was an amazing opportunity. The camaraderie was just incredible. You had an opportunity to have a lot of role models there. And I just remember it was so intimate. It was like a family.
It was kind of magical. It was really exceptional. There was support, there was fun, there were serious academics. It was very much a home away from home. And I think for some kids, it was really important to them. It was just really kind of the port in the storm for a few kids. But just have the fondest memories.
Everglades School for Girls was a place that allowed us, young women, to have a voice. And so, amongst ourselves, in our classes, with our teachers, we could freely discuss anything, and our voices were heard in that small environment.
We went off very well prepared for college. We all said our freshman year at college was nothing. It was a snap compared to our senior year at high school. It was cool to be a nerd. It was cool to do well. I thought it was the greatest place on earth. I really did. I loved it.
Ransom was very small, but it was a tight-knit group of young guys. I think maybe we had a total of 200 students at the time. And it was a wonderful place. The teachers were fabulous. I'm sure that they are today. But we had they motivated you and you wanted to do well, and they made class very interesting.
The quality of education was superb and you couldn't escape in the classroom. When you're that small, you can't hide in the back of the room. You're going to be brought into the educational process.
I saw coaches be concerned about students, about what they were going through, and would reach out and try to counsel them on issues. And everybody had their mentor. Mine happened to be Coach Kavanaugh. They all played a significant role in our lives.
We enjoyed one another's company. We enjoyed the work, but we really had a fun time in school. Whatever your extracurricular activity or activities were, they were there for you. But the hippie movement was pretty important at that time. So I'm coming 1969, so that's the heyday, that you've got the war going on, the Vietnam War. And so the attire kind of crept over into Ransom's attire. So all of a sudden you saw guys wearing floral ties. You saw them seeking to wear tie-dyes, the string hanging out of their pockets from their keys. The hair got longer, the sideburns got longer.
When I came back as a member of the faculty, when I graduated from college in 1973, it was a totally different landscape. It was just a totally different appearance of the school.
By the end of my term, it was platform shoes, polyester pants, knick-knack shirts. It was all the rage, and it did. You still wore a tie, but it could be a bow tie, it could be whatever you wanted. Long hair was grew.
When the actual merger of the boys and the girls together in the classroom happened, it was the middle school was the Everglades campus, 7th and 8th grade, and 9th through 12th was on the campus of the Ransom School. It was very much the trend at the time that schools were going co-ed.
This wasn't just Ransom Everglades merging. This was going on throughout the country.
The topic of coeducation had been discussed before, and not everybody was in love with the idea.
The girls were not happy with the merger. They enjoyed the all-girls environment. They liked, it was a very close-knit group. We had such a nice situation in our classrooms and among ourselves that it was a very special environment and a very special group, and I think they thought that feeling would be lost.
There is some truth in the fact that the girls were leaving, the Everglades campus and going over to the boys' school. So now they were kind of, they were the acquired ones in a way.
Ransom Everglades was more of a social experiment. Growing up, boys, where do you fit in? How can I fit in?
Keeping in mind that we were 15, 16, 17-year-old males, there was a great deal of happiness that they would be coming over.
For the guys, for sure, we were highly welcoming of the situation.
We were so happy to have women on the campus. I was not aware of any backlash whatsoever. We were quite happy, and we saw that the merger was going to be a very good thing for all of us.
I didn't pay that much attention to the fact that girls were here as much as the clothing, much more liberal attitude as far as student behavior and activities. The boys all had long hair, so frankly, everybody had long hair, and I didn't see a lot of difference.
So there might have been a little bit of, a tug of war in the classroom, the boys showing up and the girls showing up like we're smarter than you are, or something like that. So, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun seeing them integrate into a new school.
I don't think with Everglades girls you ever have to worry about their voices being drowned out. That was something that was never going to happen. So Everglades girls were always going to make themselves heard or known.
By the first quarter, I think that's when we found out that the girls were smarter than us, and we found that we were going to have to buckle down if we were going to keep up, and that was a good thing. That was an experience all into itself.
They did as well. They kept pace, or even better than the boys, which I don't know how the boys took to that, but the girls were very good students and very disciplined. They did their homework. They were all organized. The boys, I think, needed a little more cleaning up and organization. When the merger occurred, each school had its respective strengths and weaknesses. So during the merger, these dovetailed together, I think, quite well. And you had boys taking art or music, maybe because there were girls there, I don't know, and girls getting on the soccer field or tennis or swimming, whatever they wanted to do sports-wise. So I think the two schools merged together very well as far as the physical activities and the programs.
We're trendsetters. Lisa August became the place kicker for the football team, and then also played on the guys' varsity soccer team. So she was the first woman that played in sports in our, whatever the conference was for, I think, and that Ransom was in at the time. So I think we accepted it fully.
I don't know if the all-girls and the all-boys school would have made it if they had stayed separate. Who knows? But what we have now is a wonderful school and a real asset to the Miami community.
But no, it's a great school, and I think I don't know an alum that doesn't want their child to go here. if they are living in Miami.
In every way, it's been positive, but no question about it. The merger was the right thing to do. It brought two very like-minded but different, environments together.
I see that we have kept aspects of both schools. You see it in the hallways. You see it in the color scheme. You see it in the artifacts that have been retained. That both schools were very important to both. You see it in our goals and standards and the literature that we've kept from both schools. So I don't know. I clearly both schools saw each other as valuable, and they were both great schools separately, and they are tremendous schools now together.